You're listening to Spark TV, where we bring you daily interviews with real women in business at all stages. I'm your host, Danielle Lewis, and I am so grateful to have you here.
So I've often thought, I wonder if there's another way to grow. I've just followed this traditional agency path as a creative agency. What are the other options? And so I ended up talking to about 20 different business founders and freelancers and consultants around the world to see what worked for them. And I discovered that there are all these other models for growth, particularly now with technology and the way that more of the way that people want to work to have variety and flexibility and autonomy. You've got
Mm,
many more models that are a lot more hybrid in that they can kind of scale around different projects with a mix of contractors and in-house teams. I discovered this amazing models around collectives where you get exceptionally good people that form together around projects. And maybe they're more structured like cooperatives where you've got a shared profit pool. And so there's lots of different ways you can do that. And there were lots of really clever people who'd managed to find a way to turn services into products and created streams of evergreen income, which I just think is genius. And I wish I'd known about
mm.
that before. And so,
Tell me about it.
so
Oh,
I collated all of this wisdom from all these people into the book and made it super practical. Like I broke it down into different frameworks you can use to make decisions around how you grow with those models to make sure that you're protecting, as you said before, the things that matter most to you to build a business that
mm,
enables the life you want. Rather than the other way around. I mean, I found quite often I'm working every waking hour for the business, and I felt like the business wasn't working for me anymore. And
mhm.
those are the moments where I go, hang on a minute, it's my business. I'm in control. Let's just reset this. What should we be doing differently and taking it back to the purpose and what matters most to me, the people, things like that.
Yeah. And I do love that you said that because I feel like, so that happened to me as well. So I grew the Scrunch agency business, so not Spark, my other business, Scrunch,
Mm.
to a team of 20. And then I was like so miserable. And I was like, this sucks. I don't like being the manager of people. Like, that's not what I like to do. And then I was like, okay, well, you're the boss. So you're allowed to fix this. And yeah, and so now I have a completely outsourced model, totally flexible, completely outsourced team, and very niched. So rather than one
Mm.
full-time person that you've got to feed, that you've got to almost find work for, I hire people for really specific projects and tasks and bits and pieces, and I just love it. But 10 years ago when I was just starting out in business, I thought you just hired people. Like, I've got
Yes.
to grow, I got to hire people. So I do love that you have written a whole book on finding a different solution and finding ways to grow that work for you, because I think there's a lot of people listening who think that hiring someone's the only way to go,
Hmm.
and they're worried about that, which, totally fair.
Absolutely.
Or they're in a position like we were where it's like, "Oh, I'm not loving this. What do I do?"
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think you're right. I think 20 people is a lot. And
Mm,
when I was in a period of rapid growth, I kept thinking, oh, maybe we need to hire more people. And then I actually thought, how am I going to manage that? How am I
mm,
actually going to be a good boss to that many people and actually
yeah.
develop them and coach them and make sure that they're doing their best work? That takes a lot of time and it's a full job time job for most people. But I'm also the person who's, the strategist and and in charge of the financial management
Yes.
and the marketing and the
Oh my
client,
god.
client business development. So I don't have all that time to nurture a team. And so I think you do find your sweet spot of how many people is about right. And I think I'm probably at that point now.
That wraps another episode of Spark TV. Shout out to Spark TV sponsor IP Australia for their amazing support of the Spark podcast and women in business. And if no one tells you today, you've got this.